Thanks for coming back to Two Daughters on Dementia. We had so much information we wanted to share about vacations. We had to make a part 2. So here are the rest of our tips. I also want to hit on that idea of the last trip. So my family's been on this journey for 10 years, and we probably have a handful more to go. And very early on, like 3 to 4 years in, we were like, we can't predict how fast this progression is going to go. The average is 2 to 18 years. So we were like, we should probably plan a family trip because next year or 2 years from now, it may not be accessible to us. So we planned a great trip to Isle of Palm. We asked a friend if we could stay at their house there. And it is just like beautiful memories that we were able to accomplish. My parents flew. I drove halfway and then drove with my sister and her husband the other half. And then we met at the airport to pick up my mom and dad because my mom couldn't sit in a car for 15 hours. And it was wonderful. But we've had that sense of a last trip several times. That was just the first last trip we thought we were going to make. Then in 2022, we actually planned a family reunion over the 4th of July holiday and invited all of her family to meet us at this place. And again, we thought that was going to be the last trip. We even had a family photo slideshow asking everybody to bring in pictures from different generations. It was wonderful. And then last March, I really do think had our true last trip. We planned a birthday party for my mom. She turned 70, and so we had a birthday party for her in Ohio. Same thing. We invited a bunch of family. We didn't do it at a community place because we knew that would be hard for my mom. We did it at our family member's home, which was also the place that we were staying. So if she needed space, she could go back to the bedroom. And it was beautiful. Her brother actually came. She hadn't seen her brother in about 7 years. He also was experiencing dementia, and they got to be together. And I've got pictures of them, and they both smiled, and it was great. But I do think that was our last trip. My sister just had her 3rd child, who is now 6 weeks old. And we have not gone to see this child because we don't think my mom can handle the trip.
It's a hard thing to process as a caregiver, as a daughter. It hurts. When we did the same thing with my mom and dad. We went on our last trip. I want to say it was 2022, but we were still very conscious of COVID. So one of the things in our go bags, we had extra masks, we had the hand sanitizer that we just used constantly, but we had the disposable face masks. Every time we went in, we put one on, then we threw it away when we got out, that kind of thing.
Mm.
Recognizing the changes in my dad, the way he behaved, and there weren't behavior issues. He didn't get vocal or loud or anything like that, but he repeatedly asked where we were or why we were going on vacation, and that was really hard. It was hard to see, it was hard to hear, it was hard to watch him be confused because you could drop my dad in the middle of nowhere and he could tell you how to get out, and he gave incorrect directions or said that we were going east when we were actually going west or whatever. And that never happened. In 50 plus years of life with my dad, that never happened. So when we experienced that, it was really hard. I do know that I had to flip the script in my head and think about things not as a last trip, because that made me really sad. And my dad could pick up on that. So it was this is just another family vacation, but man, Pop, we're going to live it up. We're going to go do this. But we did a lot less, a lot fewer things. Like usually we would do a lot of side trips on vacation, on our family vacations, and we did not do that. So we had to adjust our agenda, but I also had to adjust my mindset as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking that in the past 10 years, and my partner John, we've been together this whole time. So in the last 10 years, I think I can list 2 times where we went on vacation that was not a family obligation, which doesn't mean it was family obligations can still be fun, but like going on a family reunion. So that way your parent can go on the family reunion. It's a whole different ballgame. So we went one time to go see Metallica. And we also visited my sister at the same time, but it was a turnaround. We drove on Friday after work. The concert was on Saturday. We drove back on Sunday. So not really a vacation, but I recently won a raffle for a free week in Boulder, Colorado with a beautiful house. It sleeps 6. It's really neat. We're very excited. And early in my journey, if I had this, I would definitely feel guilty for not bringing my parents. Now, in year 10, and knowing the functioning my mom is in and the value of respite and joy and connection that I need in my life, I don't feel guilty at all about not inviting them. Do I wish things were different and they could go and it would be fun? Great. Yes. And that is not the reality that we live in.
I am so proud of you for recognizing that. It is such a hard thing, and I am so proud of you for being able to say, "This isn't healthy."
Yeah, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped.
I
I
hope
think
you
it
guys
will.
have a good time.
Thank you. I think it will be harder when I go to see my baby niece and my parents don't come. That I think is where the guilt will trigger. But yeah, giving myself permission to go on a true vacation, it's not hard today. Would have been hard before, but isn't hard today.
Air tags because our people wander, right? And set things down like wallets or backpacks or go bags. And so having that air tag or something similar, doesn't have to be an air tag,
Mhm.
in important things and on your person are so helpful. They will give you a general location. They do not do elevations. So if you're going to be in a building, if you're going to a condo that's 18 floors, it's not going to tell you what floor they're on. So if you need to watch out for that, then do a bit more research. But air tags, hugely helpful. Wallets on the person, on the bags, the go bags, things like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
use
I
them
love that.
plenty of times.
Yeah, because wandering is one of the most common behaviors that occurs in all different types of dementia. So that's a huge safety guard. The other safety guard that I think about when I always think about air tags, which pro tip, don't just use air tags on vacations, use them all the time, is a medic alert bracelet is the other item that comes to my mind. So medic alert bracelet is something that like people with allergies or heart conditions or pacemakers, whatever, usually get a bracelet and or like dog tags. And it says medic alert and then it's got a phone number. And then you have an account where you have emergency contacts, medication diagnoses. You get to decide how much information you want in there. But if your person does wander, emergency personnel, hospitals, police, all those people are trained to look for those. And if they see it, they'll call the number in the back. And then the service will call and notify you as the emergency contact.
And if your person is reluctant to do it, just attach it on the inside of their pocket of their jeans or their pants or whatever. And so just a little pocket for it to fit into. And it's out of sight for them, so usually not going to be bothersome. And the tile is like a credit card kind of size, so that's perfect and very easy to slip into a wallet without it being, "You're trying to keep track of me."
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and if you're doing it, if like you're prompted to get an air tag because you're starting to travel, whether car, boat, plane, train, whatever, you can use the approach of I'm putting this on all of our luggage. I'm putting this on my keychain and in my wallet too. So we both know where the other person is and where all of our belongings are. Even with medical alert bracelets, you can both get one. Yours can say, I am a caregiver of a person with dementia. Here's another emergency contact for them. And I love how you describe the different ways to utilize the AirTag. The medical alert bracelet is similar. They look like jewelry. So you can give it as a gift. Like you don't have to talk about it being medical alert. You can have a grandchild give it as a gift and it's like a gold bracelet or a gold and silver bracelet or a necklace or whatever, and not make it about the need, but make it about exciting thing that we're doing to give them a gift or a present or a privilege, just like the concierge thing.
Flipping the script. I think your description of that and your suggestions of giving it as a gift as opposed to focusing on you have to have this because you have dementia. You have to have this because you forget. I think that all of those things are hugely helpful and very important for caregivers to recognize as a different way to approach the disease. It's not a matter of what your person can't do anymore. It's working with what they can do and approaching it that way.
And honoring dignity. Thanks for coming back to Two Daughters on Dementia.